Hello, in this demonstration, I'm going to do jelly prints of cut leaf shapes. So here are some of the shape. I think it was a sycamore tree. I saw these leaves on my morning walk, and I traced and made lots of cut shapes of these leaves. And I could have used the actual leaves, but um, they dried out. So I thought cut shapes would be easier. So I've got my 5x7 jelly plate, my Jack Richardson 6x9 paper on either side hinged. So I'll get my original print and my ghost print. And then the colors, I'm limited on my open right now. I've ordered some, but I had Quinacridone Magenta, Titan Pale Green, and a Prussian Blue. I tried other combinations, Van Dyke Brown and Indian Yellow, and it just wasn't happening until I got to this particular color combination. I did lots of tests and I used not as nice paper and I made notes. So I had the order of the paint affects its look. So I made a little note like quinacridone first, Titan Pale next, and Prussian. So that's my little note, QTP. So I know what order I did the colors in, should I wish to replicate. And so I'm going to start with my quinacridone magenta. And another goal I had besides playing with the order of the layers was, could I reduce the amount of white? Because sometimes it works, but very often I kind of find it doesn't, and it's a little bit distracting. So those are some of the goals I set for myself. And as we know, with all things jelly plate, it tends to go off in another direction. Okay, then I have my roll-off paper here to the side, just in this journal, and I'm going to show you something to do with that at the end. And then I thought crumpled paper might mimic leaf texture. So I first stamped with this paper, and then I'm going to put down, I'm going to start with my big one. First leaf stencil, and these stencils already have a lot of paint on them, so some of the color is probably going to transfer. Okay. All right, so we've got a lot of white. I'm going to do my ghost. And then I'm going to come back, and that should soften the white. Okay, so it knocks it back a bit, which is nice. Okay, now I'm going to go on to my Titan Green Pale. And I'm kind of purposely not rolling it in the most even manner. I'm actually allowing some of that quinacridone below to interact with the Titan Pale Green. Okay, and now I'm going to put down some leaves, being aware kind of this one's in the center. Maybe I'll have some ones to the side, smaller ones. And I realized I forgot a step. I meant to draw some lines in here with my piece of cardboard. So I'll do that now. Color's so light, it may not make a huge difference. Okay, now I'm going to pull up these leaves. And go over to this one. Okay, can't really see it that much on this one. I'm going to go on to my Prussian blue, and I'll do the cardboard on this one. Pulling off some of the paint. I don't want it on there too thick. Okay, now my cardboard. And I kind of thought of these lines as stems, but also my walk. Someone had a pine tree in their yard, and there are all these beautiful sort of, what do you call it? Blanket, or it looks sort of woven with all the pine needles on the ground. Okay, now back to stencils. Okay, that one's pretty nice. And again, I love what's happening to these cut shapes. They pick up on the paint and make really nice collage material. Okay, that's quite pretty. I could pull just a print off of that, but I'll go ahead and do it on this one, see what we get. Pretty subtle. I would probably come in and I might do another layer of the Titan pale green, but it looks like there's maybe even another print here, so I'm going to pull that one. Quite subtle. I like that. Um, and if I had a damp brush, because this is open, I could come in and manipulate that paint, make it a little bit darker. Actually, let me see if I can grab a brush and do it. This one's a little too big, but it's what I put my hands on. Okay, so it's damp, and I can move that paint around because it's open. Pretty subtle, but I could even add a little bit more Prussian blue. Okay, so I think you get the basic idea of the process, or I could come in and put another leaf on top. I'm going to show you some of the other ones I pulled in my practice before. So again, I was trying to push back the white. And I think printing over leftover ghost over the ghost print, you'll have to go back and watch, helped soften that. And then here's some that I tried with Van Dyke Brown and Titan Pale Green, just two colors in this one. Okay, and that is it. Actually, I just remembered that is not it. Okay, so I've got all this leftover open paint, and it's in my journal page. If I flip it over and I scribble on top, here, I'll put my name. It's really cool. It acts like a sheet of, you just made carbon paper. And actually, what's on the other side is pretty cool too. So you can use the roll-off papers to do this little bit of magic here and use it as collage material, or I often do this as an actual technique. I think I got a couple of videos on it. Okay, so that is it for leaves, fall leaves on the jelly plate.